Here we are.
Hello, hello. Hello
Hello.
from my office. Everybody out there in listener land will be happy that I'm at my office today. So
Yes.
the internet better not be an issue. Although I was a little nervous when I saw all that rainy weather out there because we know sometimes what rain can do to
Yeah.
services. But
Yeah.
everyone cross your fingers. This is going to be a clear episode. No cutting out. It's all going to be good.
That's it. Will it?
Yes.
Yes.
So, and I do have to share, I sound a little nasally. Like I think literally after I ended the episode last week, probably it was probably the stress of all of that episode made me sick.
Oh.
And so I'm still recovering. I sound a little nasally, but like I
Good.
feel good now. I feel good. I just like I can hear the nasal in my voice. But I do want to share something funny
Oh, good.
that during these days of feeling sick, I
Yeah.
have not been called to drink cacao.
Ah.
And I was sitting like wondering, like, why is that? Because to me, like, cacao feels like a great big giant hug. It feels nurturing and nourishing and all the good things. And I sat, I was like, why don't I want cacao right now? And then I like this little ding went off in my head that like drinking cacao, because it's spirit medicine, and like we know, like spirit medicine initiates doing the work inside of you. And I think because like all of my energy needed to go towards healing and
Yeah.
not spiritual growth, my
Yeah.
body was like, hold off on that right now. So I am having cacao this afternoon,
Good.
first one in a few days.
Good.
Instead, I was drinking tons of teas and lemon and honey and all of those good things. I enjoyed them as well.
Yeah.
And, but super excited about this cup of cacao today.
Good.
So
That's good
there's
to
that.
hear. You're taking care of yourself. You're listening to your body. You're doing what you need to for your body to heal. That's a good thing. So
Yes.
kudos to you. I'm going to have to do a shout out for my mug. Do you see this?
This is fun. This
Isn't
is
it
fun.
fun? I'm going to tell
Where
you,
did it?
my son, when he was 5 years old, made this mug. I dug it out.
Oh my goodness.
Same for
How, oh,
Angela.
Angela.
Same for James. He was 5.
Wow. He was 5 when he made that?
5. That's what it says.
Wow.
12/30/05. 05. No, he
Very
was
cool.
10. What am I saying? That's Gianna.
Okay. That
Yeah.
makes more
No,
sense to
he
me.
was
That
10.
makes more sense that a 10-year-old was making
10.
that.
Sorry.
But
I was thinking Gianna. Gianna's 2000, so she would have been 5 in 2005. He's 95. So he's 10.
there we go. There we
Okay.
go.
Now we got it. I just thought it was so cute though. I love it.
So, what I also am dying to know
Yeah.
was we had a super powerful women's sweat lodge ceremony
Mm.
on Sunday, and because of me not feeling well, this was like the first time that I had sweat lodge when I was home that I chose not to go in.
Yeah.
And but just observing everybody coming out of that sweat lodge, like I have massive FOMO that I wasn't there. But
You were there. You were there.
in spirit, yes, but
Yeah.
like I couldn't hear what was going on inside
Right.
there or anything. But I'm just curious, like if you have anything to share about what that
Mhm.
experience was like for you on Sunday.
Oh, be happy to. Led by Drea, it was beautiful. And one of the major theme that day was about her mom because it was a year that she had passed that day. So we kind of honored her before we went to the sweat. We took some, moment of silence. But she brought that into the sweat lodge as a theme for the third door. So some of us already know this, but we have 4 doors. So there's each door has a dedication of some sort or a theme to pray for. So the third door was about thanking and loving and forgiving, and it's all about to your mom. So thanking your mom for what she has done to to bring you into this world, to carry you in her womb. And I love that Drea took it to the very basic inception and carrying and pregnancy, because it's no mystery that a lot of us have some mother wounds, and so sometimes we carry some yucky, not so nice stuff, and some tension and hurt and wounds around it. So she was trying to get everybody away from that and really focus on what mother has done to bring us into this world, because no matter what, she nourished you right in her womb, so it was a prayer outwardly, and she literally had us say out loud while we were sweating and she was pouring water, all of the things that we wanted to say to our moms in thankfulness. And it was just so beautiful. It was like a blessing to all the moms, all in one space. And Juliet, I didn't tell you this, but I prayed for yours, and I brought you into the sweat lodge. And I told everybody, when she was putting all of previous to her pouring the water, she puts the medicine on the stones, and some of the medicine not only was like rose oils and some special things that we don't usually just do some cedar or something, but she put a lot of oils and scents and medicine that was very feminine and very motherly, because we know the rose oil is like Mary Magdalene's, right? Scent and oil. So she put that on, and she put the cedar on, and I told everybody where the cedar was harvested from Julietta's, dad's farm, and how they brought that. So honoring your mom as well in the sweat, Julietta. So anyway, it was a beautiful, very powerful. On that third door, I had to get out for a little while and kind of bring the energy out and just collect myself, ground myself for a minute in the fresh air before I went in for the fourth door. So it was powerful. It was moving. It was very feminine and honoring, especially for all the moms. So it was beautiful.
Yay.
Yay. Drea, thank you.
Yeah, she's doing a fantastic job with these women's sweat lodges. And I'm so grateful that we were able to connect. And, we also had the day before that. Oh my God. So we had cacao ceremony, and Drea is also a sound practitioner. Yes. So she brought her instruments, bowls, gongs, mandolinos, all different. She has so many instruments. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. And our very own Doris did some toning with her that was just over the top. And it's interesting too, because all of this talk about moms and motherhoods and our womb. And so during that experience, as I was laying there on the ground, and maybe it was my mom, but literally someone came and put their hand on my womb, and it felt so physically real. I opened my eyes because I assumed it was either you or Drea that had done that. And when I opened my eyes, there was nobody there, but that physical presence on my womb was so real during that. And, I attribute that to just the powerful healing vibrations that the two of you together in that space. So thank you for sharing your gift.
Yes. Thank you for giving me the opportunity and hooking us up, because I know it's been in the making. And as you do, you bring people together to share their gifts. And I've been really awaiting, and, I just couldn't wait to experience her sound. And it's quite magical. It's lovely. It just goes through you. And we just moved together and played together and created sound together. It was just organic. We didn't practice. I walked in and she said, if you feel like toning, go ahead. And I was like, yes. And so it was, I hope somebody out there right now, I know Pam, beautiful conversation. Thank you, Pam. You have to come, Pam, because I know you'll enjoy this sound.
I feel like sometime too in the future, you and Pam get to collaborate
Yes.
too because
Yes.
Pam is also an incredible sound practitioner.
Yes.
Um,
I love that.
so, and as we're babbling here on and on about important stuff, but it's not the topic of the show.
No, right. We got to get to it, huh?
So I think we get to redirect and come to the topic of the show.
Okay.
And some of this is we're calling it part 2 of the last episode, and I struggle to even call it that because the last episode was such a mess and all over the place because I kept getting dropped by my connection, and so hence I am here at my office today, and hopefully we stay connected the entire time and can really have a smooth, easy conversation about this. And so the topic that we're talking about is being needed is not the same as being loved.
Yes.
And this stemmed from some conversations that I had with people talking about how much they love doing things for other people. And then they get frustrated because they don't feel appreciated. And the question that comes to me in those situations is, especially when that's the response afterwards, is like, is it really that you enjoy doing things for people? Or is this, I do things for people so then they become dependent on me and they need me and they want me, and that makes me feel important, worthy, lovable, all the things.
Yeah.
And so that is our topic today and where it's coming from. And
it's a
I'm
tough.
gonna let you talk a little bit.
Okay, that's great. So, I mean, and it's a tough one for me too, because I've seen myself in that way. And over the years, I've kind of analyzed it. And like I said, we're looking back on some of our life because we are where we are, right? Our 50 something years. And we aren't who we were 30 years ago, 20 years ago, even 15 years ago. And I saw myself so much so as the person who needed to be needed, because I am innately a giver and a people pleaser. And I want everybody to be just wonderful and lovely and happy. And if I could do something to help that, I'm going to do it. But I did find myself becoming a little bit resentful and tired and exhausted in the process. And, nobody but myself can change that. So I started, and I knew I really have to attribute it to the 1 year full-on therapy that I always go back to, because things so much clicked here, and, he taught me, first of all, he said, you have to run the room, because I do have that natural ability to go around and make sure everybody's okay, and then make sure everybody's emotionally stable and yada, yada. And that was fulfilling, like a need for me to be needed. Oh, good, I did it. Oh, good, I did it. So, I could do this and then relax. And I, over the years, started to just say, all right, let me step back. What if I don't intervene here? What if I don't have that conversation? What if I don't go over to that person and pick them up out of the dumps? What's going to happen? Well, there was a couple of things that happened. I realized I didn't have to. And secondly, I realized I won't build up resentment because I don't have to. I don't have to. When I felt I had to do something, then, and I didn't get the appreciation or the response, yes, I could build up resentment easily. So I didn't like that about myself. I wanted no resentment. So to this day, I practice doing things for this simple act, because that's who I am. If I want to give, I give. I don't expect anything in return. Big lesson for me, because if I do, never are the expectations met. And I had this conversation with my mom because she gets let down a lot because she's a very giving person. And I said, you cannot give and you cannot be for another exactly what you want in return. It doesn't work that way. They're them, you're you. So do what you can do, but do it not begrudgingly, not resentfully, not expecting something back. Just do it because you want to do it. Because, yeah, it feeds your soul, because you love humanity or you love whoever that is in your space. So, do I have to be needed? I don't have to be needed anymore. And, I'm not saying I'm perfect, because I do like to feel needed, of course. And I like to feel that I have purpose and meaning in my life. And that brings me meaning and purpose to give, right? And to see people helped. So, but am I doing it because I have to feel that need, like I'm creating the codependency in the situation? No. And I like that you said dependent, because we do, when somebody depends on you, you're creating a codependency. And so I am very aware of that now. Another thing I've practiced, I don't want a codependent relationship, never have. Even in my marriage, we were very two independent people. Now, two very independent people. I think I'm more codependent now than the last one, but don't tell him that. But anyway, but it's true. It's like I'm very consciously aware of setting my boundaries, giving when I can, not feeling too guilty if I don't, but it's work. I'm not going to say I'm 100%. How are you feeling about this?
So a couple things that were coming to mind when you were speaking is like, I know both of us learned how to people please and do for others and help everybody from our moms.
Yes.
Probably from I don't know your grandmas, but my grandmother was the exact same, like do for everybody. And like, it is beautiful to give to others. It is beautiful to help others. But for myself, in making that transition from being an overgiver, was when someone pointed out to me that if you're always giving and you're not receiving, then you're actually a taker.
Yes.
Because when you are always doing for others and never let anybody do for you or give to you, you rob them of that joy, of that feel good that we all get when we're able to help somebody else. And so for you to truly be a giver, you have to also receive. And so, and that create, we talk all the time about there needing to be balance. And so if you want to give, you also have to receive for that to be balanced and for you to truly be a giver, because the gift you give when you receive is that feel good that someone else gets when they are able to give for you. And then the other thing that I was going to say that you brought up already was like, yes, if you're always doing for others, you're also robbing them the ability to learn to do for themselves, to handle things themselves, to figure things out. And I see that so much in the world today, that people, I think it was starting with our generation and probably people just a little bit younger than us, that the parents started feeling like, man, like, I never had a childhood. I always had to work hard, do the things, da 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 da. I don't want that for my child. And so then I meet these full-grown adults who don't know how to do anything for themselves because their parents did everything for them.
Yep.
And, back, I don't know, it's probably 25 years ago, maybe even more. I worked with this occupational therapist, and she and I became good friends. And one day we were trying to make plans, and she was like, "Oh, I got to take my car into the shop." And I was like, "What's wrong with your car?" And she's like, "Nothing. I just need them to put air in the tires." And I'm like, "You don't need to take your car into the shop to put air in the tires." And she's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "We go to the gas station with a couple quarters in our pocket and we put the air in your tires." "I don't know how to do that." I'm like, "Your dad never taught you how to put air in the tires? Come on."
Yeah.
And so anyway, I'm like, "All right, let's go. Pick me up. We're going to the gas station. I'm going to teach you how to put air in your tires.
Love
But,
it.
and like, yes, I do recognize, like, as the daughter of an engineer, he probably taught me way more things how to do for myself than, and not expected of everyone, but I grew up in a household where we never called in the electrician, the plumber, nobody came to our house to fix anything because my dad knew how to fix it all.
Ditto.
Yeah. And so, and as a kid, sometimes it would be annoying because he would always make my brother and I help him with whatever he was doing around the house. And, sometimes back then it was like, I want to go play. And instead, no, I'm helping my dad. But I have to say, as an adult, I am so grateful for that now.
Right?
Because I got these skills. So kind of like getting a little bit away from the topic. But the important thing is like, you don't want other people to be dependent on you, to need you.
Yes.
That's not a healthy relationship.
No.
And so, yes, it's beautiful to help people. It's beautiful to do things for people. And being needed and being kind and helpful and supportive are two different things. But ultimately, like, this comes back to the conversation of when you are placing your self-worth on how much others need you, that is the bigger problem.
Huge problem.
And I think a lot of times there's people out there that don't, like, they just, in their mind, they've programmed it. Like, I'm just a helpful person. I'm just kind and I'm generous and I like to do these things. And I invite you to examine a little closer, especially if you're getting resentful about these things. Because if you're getting resentful about them, I doubt that that's the truth. Because if that was the truth, you wouldn't be getting resentful about it.
Exactly. Yeah, that was a big wake-up call for me. And sometimes, and I'm reminded with my mom, sometimes she gets exhausted and she builds up resentment. I'm like, don't, and this comes back to, I was taught a while ago, if you're in a relationship and that person is always saying, okay, yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll be this, I'll be there. I'll do this for you, whatever. And they're, they don't really want to do it. They just have this need to do it, to people please or to be needed, but they're building up that resentment. It eventually comes out. And and I've been on both sides of the coin. I see my mom build up resentment for doing too much. I've built it up, and I've also seen people, don't say yes to me if you don't really mean it. And so I was taught to say no so that my yeses could be trusted. Because when you say yes and you really don't mean it, you're not fun. You could sense it, right? Haven't you been in that one?
Oh, yes. It has been so freeing to be able to say no. And also, no is a complete sentence. Like, sometimes people are like, okay, no, but I have to have a really good excuse why it's no.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, no, you don't. Like, saying no is okay. And, I will say there are times that I do say yes, even when I would prefer to say no. But there's meaning behind the yes. Like, you, my dear friend, if you asked me for something, excuse me, and like, let's say I was tired, but I would be like, this is for Doris, I'm going to rally. Yeah. I also know fully well that if you asked me for something and I really couldn't do it and I told you I couldn't, that you would understand.
Of course.
But yes, there are people that are deserving of us pushing a little bit, so this isn't saying that, like, you always say no and you never do anything for anybody, and that again, there's balance there,
Right.
but
That's it. You just said it. It's balance. And when you get to know your balance, right? And you don't just like flippantly say yes at every little thing. That's not balance. It's like you just that was a good example of it. It's like, okay, maybe I don't 100% want to do this thing right now for this person. I'm going to say yes though, because, and the yes is more, it becomes more powerful than the little bit of like, I don't feel like it. When that overpowers and you feel good about the yes, then you're good to go. I'm not saying it's 100% yes all the time. And it outweighs the no that's in there niggling at you. So I think balance is key. And I feel the same way about you, my dear friend. It's like, I will show up and I'm happy to, even though I'm tired, or if I'm not feeling it, or I'm dragging a little bit, because and 9 times out of 10, when we're doing something in the community and I want to go to chakra balancing, I'm freaking tired though. I want to also sit on the couch and put my feet up. Right. So it's like, okay, but once I get there, I know I'm going to love it and it's going to be great and it'll be good for both of us and I'll contribute and I'll get something out of it just as well. So it's like wrapping your head around to make that yes more you. Does that make sense?
yeah,
That's
absolutely. I think do you have a quote from Ram Dass?
I do. I love this. Thank you for saying so. I was looking at it here. So just because it's part of the topic, and I think it was a Substack that you pulled off. So I think you did, Julietta. Maybe, I don't even know. But it's you don't have to be needed to matter, right? And Ram Dass once said, "The gift you offer another person is just your being." So just your being. So and I interpret that as presence, right? Your presence and being in the space is more than enough. And sometimes I took this as a lesson, as just be and see what happens. Try it first. You don't have to give, you don't have to say anything, you don't have to do anything. Just be there. Because number one, energetically, you're contributing anyway. Number two, it does give space to the other to be who they feel like being. Maybe you're one of those people who constantly are given so much, it doesn't leave space for the other to try something that they want to, or need to figure out for themselves. Give them space. Because I know that that's true for me. It's like sometimes I say too much, or I do too much, or I want to run things a little bit too much, the Leo in me maybe. But I have to just be present and see what organically happens. And I feel so good about that. That is a gift. Just your presence is a gift. So I feel like carrying that in our hearts when we are with other people in community, your presence is such a gift. So thank you, Ram Dass.
Yeah, and I feel like the collective has been so programmed that we have to do more and be more for us to be valuable. And the harder we work, the more we do, all of this is praised. And I'm not saying go and be a couch potato and do nothing. We all do need to survive, but the work ethic that has been beaten into us, and the shoulds, and the you have to be like this, you have to look like this, you have to do like this. All of that programming out there is just making for misery in the world. And being yourself is the greatest gift that you could bring to humanity. You pretending to be something that you're not is not a gift to humanity. And I see that out there. Like, you feel it. You feel it when someone is not being authentic. You feel it when someone is trying to fit in and trying to
Yeah.
be what they think, supposed to be based on they see in social media and in the movies and on TV and when they're out in public, and I get so sad too when people say, like, everybody else is doing so great and I'm just doing miserable. And I'm like, well, let me tell you something. Because as the person that sees people opening their hearts and bearing their truth, like some of the people that look like they are living the most fantastic lives
Oh,
lying, when you speak to them in private, when you speak to them in a safe space and the
mm-hmm.
truth comes out,
Yeah.
you're miserable.
Mm-hmm.
And so, that's part of what we're here for in the ministry and all the things that we do is helping everybody remember who you
Remember.
truly are,
Mm-hmm.
not who society has programmed you to be, the truth of who you are. Each individual, while we are all one, each of us carry a unique, special light
Yeah.
inside of us
Yes.
that the world needs us to express.
Mm-hmm.
And
Beautiful.
yeah, um, that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm waiting for. And when I see that show up in the space, like when I see you open your voice to heal, like that's the Doris I've been waiting for.
Thank you. Thank you for seeing me. Thank you.
Yes.
It's a special thing. I'm going to get teary.
But, and the thing is that when each of us show up authentically,
Yeah.
that gives others permission to show up authentically too.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so, like, if you want to give someone something, give them your authenticity,
Yeah.
because the gift that will give them is the gift to be their authentic.
I love that. Oh, that is so beautiful. I'm tearing up over here. I'm needing a tissue.
It's not a good show unless we make Doris cry. No, and
Oh, that's
tears
good.
are so good. Tears are so good.
Yeah.
And
Yes, they are. I remember you saying it on Saturday morning. It's like once the two of us got together, you were like,
oh
oh,
yes, I was laying down on that
yeah.
floor and
Yeah.
and it was interesting too because it wasn't like a cry. It was just like the tears were just coming out. It was this external expression of the pure joy that I was in that moment.
Oh,
And yeah, you guys
that was-
created that. What a beautiful gift.
yeah. That makes me so happy. That truly is authentically who I am. To, create that beauty and to see it happen is just, that's the most gratifying thing to me, to my soul. So I know I'm following the right path when I do something like that. And it's a testament to how it feels to be authentic, because so many people don't know who they are. They don't know who their authentic self is. They haven't been, given the opportunity or taken the opportunity to find out, give themselves space. They're just following along, whoever or whatever is on the internet or in front of them, and they just kind of try to be somebody they're not because that's the example that's in front of them. And that's sad. That's sad.
I just want to point so
Sorry.
you and Drea on Saturday were giving to all of us laying on the floor there, receiving the beautiful gift that you had for us. And correct me if I'm wrong, but what I'm going to say is like right there, you were giving in a way that truly brought you joy. Like there was nothing in your being that didn't want to do that.
No, that's
I mean,
right.
maybe there was a little fear somewhere, a little shine somewhere.
Yeah.
But it couldn't have been that big if it was there.
No.
But
No.
I feel like every cell in your being was there to give that to us.
Yes.
And we received it.
Yeah.
But you weren't giving that because you expected something in return from us. You weren't giving that going, oh, now we are all going to need Doris forever to tone for us.
No.
You know, there wasn't this, and you don't need us to need that for you to feel loved. I
Exactly.
think you just sharing that gift is love.
Yes.
It just
Thank
is
you.
love. And
Yeah.
while I'm sure you love hearing me say this, also from observing you, I think even if nobody told you how amazing that was, you were still going to walk away from that as high as could be. Am I wrong?
Yeah, you're not wrong at all. You articulated that so perfectly. I have no feedback to change anything on that. That is so true. Absolutely true. And that's how I feel it is authentically me, that unique spark, right? And it's true. I had a little bit of butterflies stomachs when Drea said, if you feel like toning, go ahead. And I kind of knew the pre-setup that you had been doing for the both of us. But no, as soon as I got up, I was like, oh, this is going to feel so good, because toning feels good to my being. It just feels, it's a soul cellular level that I feel so, I feel healed. I feel healed. I feel loved in a divine way. I feel like it's a divine gift. If I don't express it, I never get to give that gift to myself. So that, there it is. That's a perfect scenario, because I'm reading this question, and that you threw out to me before the show. It says, if everyone stopped needing you tomorrow, who would you be? It's a hard question, and this scenario is helping me, because I know I'm not needed to tone. I was welcomed, but there was no pressure. That's the other thing. It's like there's an opportunity if I feel like taking it, if I feel called. And that's a wonderful thing. Like Drea says it, you say it. A lot of our communities members say those words. If you feel called, or you are invited to, you use that word a lot, Julietta. And that eliminates the pressure of needing to do something or be someone, or, be some way. So, it's a tough question. What do you think about that? You ever?
I love everything that you just said. And, when I look at myself in that question, and, it's an interesting spot that I'm in, that people come to me for healing.
Yeah.
And, I look at old healer Julietta and, present moment healer Julietta, and, the way we're taught is essentially that we are fixing people. We're making them better. And, the present me knows that I don't heal anybody. That is not what I do. I am here to guide you, but you are the one that heals you. And so nobody needs me to heal them, because I can't heal them. And so there is this space of that, like, I recognize in people that come to me, I recognize the ones that understand that they are doing the work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And those sessions feel so incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's give and take there, and there's me just planting some seeds and watching them, grow these seeds. Very different than the people that come in with the mentality of, I'm hurting, please fix me.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And I understand also that a lot of that comes from the societal programming.
Mm-hmm.
And, the truth is that the powers that be, the people that want to be in control and in charge, want to keep everybody needy and dependent. And so that's built into our culture. So this is not an easy thing to break out of. But, we're bringing this up here today as an opportunity for people to start to see it.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know that it's there, how do you fix it? And so it's really easy to keep walking through life thinking things are a certain way. But if someone just turns your head to look at it slightly differently, all of a sudden light bulbs go off.
Mm-hmm.
And now you have an opportunity to take your power back and make that shift and make the world a better place.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's beautifully said. I love it.
I'm over here trying my best.
I love it. No, that was beautifully articulated. Really. And I mean, I don't know if there's anything more to say about that.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. I feel like that was a good closing. Beautiful. I think so.
But life is a beautiful journey. And I just know that there is so much more potential for all of us out there if we just start to recognize and remember, take our power back.
Yes.
So if you need help with any of that, like, we can't do it for you, but we definitely can help hold your hand along the way and guide you. And, there's so many different ways for you to do that with us. So reach out, join the tribe, join the community. Because again, we're not meant to do this alone. It's so much easier when we do it together.
That's right. We're inviting you. Is that right? Invitation is there. You just have to show up. If you're called, come on down.
All right. Ooh, do you see who else is listening today?
Who's listening?
Oh, come on. My computer's not working. There we go.
My daughter. Hi, baby girl. I love her so much. Hey, she's the best. Thanks, Gigi.
Yes.
All right.
All right. With that, I think that's a wrap. And I do want to wish everybody a magical day.
Ciao.